Hello everyone, Baz here, CodeBoxMedia.com. Going to be giving you some Alderaan Warzone PvP engagements with just some tips and pointers from the Imperial Agent perspective. And here we go. Alright, so my class I am playing is the Imperial Agent Operative Advanced class. And that class entails a lot of stealthing, a lot of tactical, a lot of precision. The class that I really like the most are these type of classes. Now, the Warzone is compiled of 3 main domination points, left, mid, and right. Try to actually take the mid and left or mid and right. If you're going to defend with an actual pre-made group, your best bet is either left, middle, and middle right, just because the middle is a lot easier to defend and you're able to kind of coordinate groups going to either side. Now, if you want to take the left and the right, you can, but it's a little bit harder to defend if your group comes under attack and you actually lose it. Now, right now, me and my Jedi friend here are trying to actually take over this point with 2 Jedi. I do a pretty good job of healing them, but then the 2 Jedi actually get smart and actually land the rest of their blows on me. As you can tell, they start focusing on me because they weren't doing a very good job of killing the guy that was getting healed. So, smartfully, they were actually smart. If you want to call smartfully a word, that's cool. Now, they actually do take me down, and my Jedi friend is able to actually kill one of them, and unfortunately, we do not cap the other one. So, we are going to stay on the right side here. Now, the indicators at the top left or top right corner are actually in reverse. Which is weird because technically we have the left one and they have the right one, and I'm not sure why they are reversed. It is a little confusing, it's kind of annoying, but that's just the way it is. Deal with it. Now, as you can see, they have both of the points that are on the outer side, so we are going to actually able to take over the mid very easily because they're going to have to walk all their forces into the middle and try and kind of discontinue the fray in the middle. And as a healer, you want to stay in the back here. It is harder for a lot of the other classes to get to you from here unless they're an assassin class. So keep that in mind. You want to be as far away as possible but stay at max range when you are a Imperial Agent healer. Because you are squishy, you only can wear medium armor. Now, medium armor is the second highest tier, of course, but heavy armor does just so much more damage reduction, and light armor is pretty much paper. So you are kind of in the in-between type of armor setting here, but you are still very squishy, especially at the lower levels. You do not have a lot of your mega heals, and especially if you are not spec'd into healing. I am actually spec'd 2 points into healing and then the rest into the assassin tree. This is mainly due because it gives me my heals a 100% chance to give me tactical advantage, which allows me to use my other heals, and it allows me to still do maximum damage if I need to, and if I get kind of in a pickle. You will see later on that I can actually do substantial amount of damage with my backstab and a lot of my melee abilities. So kind of keep that in mind if you're playing Imperial Agent, if you want to kind of go the tricks of the trade spec. I'm keeping my team up fairly well. There are a couple points that as I'm watching, I could have done better. I could have done target switching a little bit faster. Your main thing as a healer that you're really going to fail on when you first start healing Battlegrounds is you're going to forget to heal yourself. You're going to be so focused on the battle, so focused on your teammates, that you gotta try and keep yourself alive too. And this one I actually pretty fail hard at right here. I'm trying to desperately heal myself, and if I remember correctly, I think my teammates come in and save me. No, it doesn't look like it. I should not have moved there. I should have just kind of stayed put and actually, yeah, there we go. I'm going down there. Now that is because I actually moved. If I didn't move, I would have survived. Now, as you can see, this is what it looks like when when you click on these bikes here. It's actually very annoying because you go there and then you just go all the way around. I'm not sure why they did that. You could have easily just gone in a straight line and went down there. It's a little aggravating because it messes up with your camera angle. Don't forget to zoom out after you have been respawned. Going back to the middle here. Now, as you can see, we both the teams are trying to control the middle. If the middle is not working out for you, try and control the left and the right. Now, that may seem a little weird. It might be a little bit harder to give yourself a more tactical advantage as group moving and group positioning. But if that's all you can do, that's all you can do. If you're going to have to play the Zerg, you're going to have to play the Zerg. And by Zerg, I mean that means your entire team is going to go with you as a group and just kind of Zerg each placement as they take it. So you're always going to be ahead by 1, and they're not going to actually be able to keep up with you unless they actually kill all you healers. Keep in mind, if you're playing a healer, you're just going to heal, especially in a setting like this. As you're watching this, as you can see, I'm not really throwing out damage. I'm throwing out damage when I need to. I'm throwing out AoE damage when I actually need to. And right now, I'm focused on healing the people that are doing the most amount of damage, which is going to be your melee Sith Warrior classes and your Bounty Hunter classes. The Imperial Agent Sniper does a lot of damage, but they're going to be so far back that no one's going to really care about them, and they're just going to be left alone. Now, I will start healing, the higher the sniper classes if they actually get in the way of the actual progression in combat, and if they are actually in trouble, because they actually do a lot of damage. As you can see right there, a tank just shielded me, taking away some of the damage and reverting it back to him, which is good. I'm going to try and thank him by healing some more. My injections are a slower cast, but once spec'd into, I can actually lower that casting time by a significant amount, trying to keep this guy alive here because he's taking a lot of damage. The tanks are going to actually be able to soak up a lot of the damage, and just kind of keep in mind that tanks are very useful. They need to be kept alive because they can absorb a lot of the damage from your team, then going back onto them. So if a tank absorbs you with one of his shields, that's really good, because he is actually going to make your survivability double, and that's great, especially as a healer. Now, right now, I'm actually way too engaged in the combat. I need to back off. I need to stop presenting myself as a healer right here. I really should back off, but I'm not going to. So this is a very poor decision by my part. I'm focusing on keeping my party members alive, and that's a good thing. But since I'm in the middle of the fray, I'm going to be a very easy target for a lot of the melee classes, as you can see here. The tank did just absorb me again. He is seeing that I'm trying to keep myself alive, and I think I'm going to go down right here. Yeah, there we go. I do go down. Now, that is because I was not in the back, and I should have been in the back. As you saw, I did run up there and heal him, but after he was fully healed and he had a good amount of healing going on, I should have just backed off, got back into the max range position, and then just started healing again. The issue with the Imperial Agent is he is very, very tactical. If you don't have him in the right way, you're going to get torn to pieces because you do have medium armor, as I said earlier, and your heals are very good, but they are also on a little bit longer cast time than I'd like them to be. They are very hard to get used to. You don't just spam one heal then spam the other. It's really a lot about rotation. It's a lot about, okay, I need to use this heal now, and then I need to use this heal. Okay, my energy's low. I'm going to have to give myself an adrenaline boost and whatnot. There are a lot of talents in this tree for the operative that is going to be really situational, and it's going to kind of depend on your play style. Now, for me, I am going to go a little bit into medic and then mostly into assassin. I am not going to take acid blades because they take up energy each use, and honestly, they're not worth it. They'll do a little bit extra damage dot-wise, but most of your damage as an operative is going to come from burst and not dots. Your corrosive dart is very useful for attacking a fleeing enemy, as well as you using your standard attack for just kind of cleaning up the damage and just kind of mopping up things. As you can see, I was using damage abilities when needed. I am using my energy regeneration as well as when needed. Every time my energy probe is up on cooldown, you're going to use it, because generally you're going to be out of energy by the time it's actually up on cooldown, so just use it. And again, right here, this is very good positioning for me. I am standing behind all my teammates. I do have my range support behind me, so they can support me as well if I get melee attackers on me as well. So again, it's all about positioning. It's all about knowing where your class needs to be and what your class needs to do. Now, we're pushing them back, and this is because we have all of our positioning correctly. All of our range attackers in the back. Our melee is right here. Now, we actually are getting out of a little position right here. Our melee need to move up just a little bit more to the left here, which they are doing now. So, this was a very good battle group. And right now, I'm a little bit in trouble. I'm going to do some damage as I see the need to, because I noticed that my team is actually doing very well. And again, here, helping out with damage, helping out with just kind of killing. And this guy might go down just due to me of overzealous in damage, but I'm able to actually keep him up. And now, with your level, you're not always going to get top healing. But if I were on par with these guys, if I was level 20. I think the highest level in here is like 26. If I was on the same par with these guys, I would definitely make top healing. Probably top 3. Now that's not for bragging. That's just saying if you do your job right, you're going to get top healing almost every time, unless you're being, you know, just outranked by level or the other person just outgears you a little bit. So kind of keep that in mind. It's not about the charts. It's about keeping your team alive. But it is also nice to see, you know, you actually being rewarded for your heals and just kind of seeing, okay, I've been able to actually acquire extra points for actually doing my job right. And the healers are actually awarded a lot of stuff in this game, which is really nice. Looking at the map here, we have, right now we are actually not doing very well. Just as a healer, honestly, do not worry about what your team is doing. Just heal. The reason being is unless you're the raid coordinator and you're in a pre-made and it's your job to worry about what everyone's doing, don't worry about what everyone's doing. As you can see, I'm backing off right here because they do know I'm a threat and they're trying to engage me. So I'm trying to stay at max range so to kind of bring them to me and allowing my tank guy right there, up there, and as well as his counterpart here to kind of mash away at the other people, the enemies, and as you can see, they're focused on the other guys that are actually doing damage to them. Now, what they really should have done is take me out first, and then they would have no issue with the other 2 guys. If they would just focus fire target, see, like this guy just got smart. He's like, okay, I need to take out the healers because they're not doing any damage. And see, now they're finally realizing that, okay, he is a threat. He is healing. He is actually doing that. But luckily, I have my breakout of free stun ability here. Every class does have one. So everyone gets a trinket. That's really, really nice. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, you'll see if you play this game. And I would highly suggest picking this game up. It's awesome. Again, then see right there, I'm doing damage. I do know that we need to finish these guys off. We're not doing a significant amount of damage. I'm healing when needed. I'm just kind of keeping the levels balanced. I'm seeing, okay, I need to do this damage now, and I need to do this heal now. Now, these guys overextend themselves, and I do notice that, so I'm just kind of like, okay, I need to back off, check the spawn location, just making sure that they're not going to actually take it and conquer it, because we are down by 2 right now, and that is a bad thing. Right now, I'm hoping that my team actually gets another control point, which I do believe we do eventually. It's just, we are actually quite ahead right now. We have quite a large lead. And so it's not something to be freaking out about. Now right here I'm caught out of position horribly. There's a Jedi Knight right here beating the crap out of me, and I'm trying to keep myself alive. But eventually I'm going to go down because I can't heal through this at my level. Right now I'm getting quite a lot of support from my teammates here, but I do go down. I'm pretty much a magnet. I was able to actually take the damage and have my teammates not get focused on. That's also something you can do as a healer, is that, okay, if you know that your teammate is actually trying to damage another target and you say, hey, I'm a healer, you should attack me. And if they actually go for you, that's also that can be a bad thing as well, because you can either out-heal them while they're trying to do damage, and by that time, they're going to be at half health because your other friend's beating on them. Or they're not going to realize that, hey, I just got 2 more guys that just spawned and they're just going to destroy them. Now, we did just take the left and right side because we knew the middle was pretty much done. As you can see, there is a super massive group at the middle here, and this is a bad thing to do. Never mass up in the middle because it's just terrible to try and split all your things here. Me and assassin guy just kind of try and get him. It just kind of is fun because we knew we won, so we were just kind of just going for another kill to see if we get it beforehand. But yeah, this is Alderaan PvP as a healer, Imperial Agent operative. I hope this helps, guys. I really hope it does. There lots of videos like this in the future. As you can see within the clip here, there we go. I did make second in healing, and that really says a lot about positioning and just playing your class right. I was only like level 14 or 15. And I was second in healing, and there was level 26s and stuff healing in that battle group. So keep that in mind, guys. If you play your class right, no matter what level, you can really make a difference, and you can really keep your team alive. So until next time, guys.